Good evening, everybody. Welcome inside LaSalle College High School for tonight's broadcast of the Philadelphia Catholic League quarterfinals, live here on Bob Long Sports. My name is Bob Long, so excited to bring this broadcast to you this evening where the stakes could not be higher. The winner goes to the Palestra and will compete in the Philadelphia Catholic League semifinals. We're now going to pause for the national anthem here at the Gymnasium at LaSalle College High School with public address announcer Chris Carabello.
Good evening and welcome to LaSalle College High School for tonight's Philadelphia Catholic League quarterfinal playoff game between LaSalle and Archbishop Carroll High School. Welcome to the officials who will work tonight's game: Bill Schiavarelli, Kevin Clay, and Chris Smythe. The Pennsylvania Interscholastic Athletic Association and LaSalle College High School promote and encourage good sportsmanship. We ask that you be positive in supporting your team. Please avoid abusive or inappropriate language. We ask that you accept the decisions of tonight's PIAA officials as fair and impartial. Thank you for your cooperation. At this time, we would ask that you please rise, remove your hats, and be mindful that we are always and everywhere in the holy presence of God. O God, in your goodness, you gave the Church John Baptist of LaSalle as founder of a religious family devoted to teaching and the patron saint of education. Grant that all of our athletes and fans may be able this day to follow his example of unflagging energy in pursuit of a goal, absolute loyalty to his brothers, and generosity to his opponents. As he founded the Christian schools to keep young people safe from harm and to develop the talents you gave them, grant that these young men who play today may do so from injury and with an ever-growing respect for the gifts and strengths you have so richly blessed them with. St. John Baptist of LaSalle, live Jesus in our hearts. Please remain standing as we honor America, our men and women in the armed forces, and veterans of military service with the playing of our national anthem, recorded by the LaSalle Concert Band. Now the starting lineups for tonight's game. First, for the visiting Patriots of Archbishop Carroll. Number 2 is 6'2" senior Kyle Mack. Number 3 is 6'3" junior Amir Little. Number 4, 6'7" junior Terry Kettner. Number 14 is 6'4" senior Luke House. And number 35 is 6'8" sophomore Antoine Hill. In his first year, Carroll is coached by Francis Bowder. And now the starting lineup for your Explorers of LaSalle. Number 1 is 6'2" senior Alan Powell. Number 11, a 5'11" junior, Jake Tindy. Number 10, a 6'7" senior, Conrad Kishka. And number 21, a 6'9" senior, Zach Chrysler. In his first season with Salle is coached by Mike McKee.
And once again, we welcome you inside the press box here at LaSalle College High School. The Explorers to take on the Patriots of Archbishop Carroll in a Philadelphia Catholic League quarterfinal. The winner to the Palestra in University City, Philadelphia. All the stakes you could imagine are on the line. So many teams that can win this league, and it's all going to be decided in the next 10 days. We're underway as LaSalle is dressed in the home white uniforms. Archbishop Carroll in the road reds with the white trim. Chrysler at the top of the key. Explorer students on their feet in a blackout here this evening. First time they've done that this year. Conrad Kiska dives into the lane, hangs, and hits off the glass. And LaSalle is on the board, 2-0. Archbishop Carroll, one of two teams to beat LaSalle this year. Explorers come in with a 20-2 record. Archbishop Carroll, 13-9 in the regular season. And they defeated Father Judge in the play-in game, 7-10 on Wednesday evening. This is Nymir Little. He's a guy that gives teams a lot of problems, as does Luke House, who hit the game winner at the horn earlier this year in Radnor. Explorers start out in the zone. Here's a skip pass for House, a baseline three, count it. And both teams on the board in their first offensive possession. Different styles as Archbishop Carroll plays man-to-man defense. Had trouble with the switch. Now Beard pops open for three. No good, and the rebound brought down by Anquan Hill. Hill stands tall at 6'8". And it's going to be a great matchup between him and Zach Chrysler. And also Tyree Kettner, number 4. Big, strong guy, listed at 6'7", can bang away inside and loves to go at it that way. This is Kettner demanding the ball, gets it inside and finishes. Great position against Zach Chrysler, and a great entry pass from Nymir Little. 5-2, Archbishop Carroll leads early. Chrysler thought about the three, got Kettner in the air, and he's fouled by Anquan Hill. A good drive to the bucket by Zach Chrysler. Chrysler's come in on a tear this year. He's had a great year and recently has had some tremendous success, scoring 35 points in his last 2 outings. And Zach Chrysler hits them both. Pressure here from the Explorers. Hill has to bring that one down. Now Luke House on the wing. House gets to the foul line. Good defense by Timby. Little is patient. Guarded by Jake Timby. With a shake. Pulls up at the elbow. Back iron no, and Timby comes down with it. Powell open for three. Got it. Nothing but net for Alan Powell, and the Explorers take a 7-5 lead. 5:09 to play first quarter. Full court look from the Explorers. They've thrown this at Carroll a couple times. Well broken. And a block. Counted and one. Zach Chrysler looks like he had position. Referee disagreed. And Anquan Hill will go to the line to shoot one more. No good on the 3. And Carroll comes back the other way, an 8-7 lead. Now House thinks about it, drives to the elbow, pulls up, and he hits that one. And a good start for Luke House. It's 10-7 Archbishop Carroll, 4:28 to play in the first quarter. Timby given some room, guarded by the larger Hill. This is Chrysler, guarded by Kettner, loses the ball out of bounds. And Archbishop Carroll has an early 10-7 lead, 4:12 to play in the first quarter. And perhaps the pressure of that home court advantage in the Philadelphia Catholic League playoffs. Carroll beat LaSalle as well earlier in the year, as we mentioned. And LaSalle trying to find it here early on. Carroll's a tough matchup, no doubt about it. LaSalle has had one of the best years in program history as Kettner receives the pass and finishes. Good drive that time by Kyle Mack. Diarra looks for help. Kiska, a skip pass. Jake Timby. That one just won't go. Big rebound by Tyree Kettner. House pulls up from mid-range again. Good rebound by Powell. Kettner's a little bit behind the play. See if Powell goes right at him. He does. Off the glass, and he's going to the line for 2. Alan Powell has been a star for this LaSalle team this year, averaging over 16 points per game. And a guy that coming into the year really wasn't getting Division I looks is now starting to get a ton more looks at just the right time. A lot of unfinished business for his basketball team here at LaSalle, as he's looking to lead this team through the state playoffs. Hits the first, and the second one is in and out. Luke House spins, fires. That one's well short. Rebound taken down by Conrad Kiska, up for Timby. Beard is blocked by Kettner. Little to the hoop. Offensive foul. Khalil Diarra stands in and takes the contact. Might have been sliding just a little bit. Again, Chrysler was set on the prior one where it was a baseline drive. That one I thought maybe a little bit of a slide. And Francis Bowe, head coach of Archbishop Carroll, is not pleased whatsoever. But a big defensive stop there for LaSalle by way of the turnover. Powell pulls up, tough shot, it won't go. Rothenberg got a hand on it, and it goes back to Carroll. Again, that one looked like it went off Kettner's hands last. And that was right in front of the official on the baseline. He saw something that we did not. House feeds for Kettner. Tough matchup when he gets it this low in the post. Spins to the baseline. It won't go. Tip up. And now Powell comes down with it. Powell is fouled by Anquan Hill, and what an adroit play by the senior guard for the Explorers. Don't know that he realized that Hill was there initially, but then as soon as he saw it was there, covered up the basketball, took the inevitable contact, and drew the second personal foul on Anquan Hill. That's the team's fourth already. Still 2:11 to go here in the first quarter. LaSalle started 17-0 this year, one of the greatest starts in school history. Finished second in the Philadelphia Catholic League regular season standings, and a back cut there from Conrad Kiska, an ambitious pass. Now nearly thrown away, and a travel will give it right back to LaSalle. That break didn't look good from the start for Archbishop Carroll. And it was Amiri Stewart traveling on the play. Still 12-8. Archbishop Carroll with a 4-point lead. Timby misses the three, and Jack Rothenberg is going to get called for the push on the rebound attempt. That's the team's second. That's Jack Rothenberg's first. Rothenberg, a guy who really sat out the vast majority of the season. Only the last game of the regular season did he begin to get time in a Philadelphia Catholic League game. It's great to see Jack Rothenberg back on the floor, a guy that, if they had him for the whole year, it just increases that depth on this already very strong LaSalle team. It's good to see him back in the lineup. Now Kettner gets it to go over number 22, Khalil Diarra. Kettner is so strong inside, has a wide body. You don't see many like him in the Philadelphia Catholic League. 6-point lead for Archbishop Carroll. Inside, Conrad Kiska, and there's no foul called. That was Amiri Stewart, number 23, and they're getting his hands in on Kiska as he was going up into his shot. Now 36 seconds left in the first quarter. Things going the way Archbishop Carroll would want them here on the road. Controlling the pace. Frustrating LaSalle. There's a chance taken, extra pass. And nearly a giveaway. Kettner's going to finish on the loose change inside. And Archbishop Carroll leads 16-8. 14 seconds left in the first quarter. LaSalle looking for an answer. 5 seconds left for Powell. He gets double teamed. Looking for help. Finds Beard. Open three at the horn. No good. And after 8 minutes of play, Archbishop Carroll leads 16-8. And controlling things here in Windmore. This portion of today's game brought to you by our partners at Dunphy Ford in the Northeast, a wonderful Ford dealership run by Kevin Dunphy, a good LaSalle man, who supported us and supported the LaSalle athletic programs for many years. Also sent his son through LaSalle. So if you're looking to support a LaSalle College High School business, and why wouldn't you, go visit our partners at Dunphy Ford in the Northeast and tell them that Bob Long Sports sent you. For those of you that are watching, you're watching it on YouTube Live right now. In the past, we've done games through Facebook and Twitter at the same time. Doing a little experiment. We're improving the resolution. We understand that there's now a demand for these games to be broadcast on the 40 to 55, 60-inch television screens. So we're running a little bit higher CPU than usual, so bear with us. And for the folks that might normally watch it on Twitter, please send them this link. It's on YouTube Live, on our YouTube channel. You can find that on lschs.org as well and boblongsports.com. All these games will be available via replay after the games have concluded. Beginning of the second quarter, Archbishop Carroll leads. Inside, Kettner. Kettner is going to work. And the Patriots lead by 10. LaSalle's been hit by a right hook here at home. Plenty of time to get back up off the mat. A long game left to go. And the number 2 seed in the Catholic League for a reason. Conrad Kiska on the wing. A skip pass for Beard. He has trouble handling it. Inside, Titus Beard. Great back screen from Zach Chrysler and a wonderful find from Conrad Kiska. Good half-court offense from the Explorers, and they now trail 18-10. Nymir Little. And a deflection there by Beard. Right back into the hands of number 23, Amiri Stewart. Now a long three, Luke House. It's 21-10, Archbishop Carroll. And House is hot so far. 8 quick ones from the senior. Powell thought about the three, looks for Kiska. Kiska on a baseline drive. Now Zach Chrysler dives to the hole. He's blocked by Kettner. And Tyree Kettner continues to have a great start to the evening. Now he goes right at it offensively. House spins. Dangerous pass there for Kyle Mack. Kettner goes right at Zach Chrysler and finishes. Too strong from Tyree Kettner. And it's 23-10. The game plan is clear. Go inside to the big man, Tyree Kettner. And a timeout called by Mike McKee. A 30-second timeout on the floor. And you look inside the LaSalle huddle right now. Still, if you're the Explorers, you got to find a way to get back into this game, continue to play strong basketball, and start to tick away at what is now a 13-point lead for Archbishop Carroll. And a big part of it has been Tyree Kettner. Luke House, big shots from the outside. Tyree Kettner playing some bully ball inside. Once again, Bob Long up here in the crow's nest at LaSalle College High School. A great vantage point for this one. Looking across at the student section dressed in the all black. And they're trying to get this LaSalle College High School team going. And Titus Beard has it now. Conrad Kiska with a baseline drive. Tough shot, high off the glass, it won't go. On the floor, Kettner comes up with it. And a jump ball is called. It will stay with LaSalle. And that's the way this game's going to be played all night. These teams going after it hard. Going to be a fight for every loose ball. If you're LaSalle, I think you continue to run those off-ball screens. See if you can get this very aggressive Carroll defense to overcommit. Back iron, no. Brought down by Kettner and into the hands of Luke House. Chrysler got the first hand on it. Kettner was in there to knock it away. Powell knocks it out of bounds into the Archbishop Carroll bench. St. Joseph's Prep earlier this evening took Roman Catholic to the wire. They led into the fourth quarter, the 8th seed, St. Joseph's Prep, against number 1 Roman Catholic. There is no easy game in the Philadelphia Catholic League playoffs. Nymere Little spins on Powell, puts up a tough shot, it won't go. And the Explorers run. Beard goes right at House, just can't finish it. Kyle Mack pulls it back. Now a 3. No good. Not even close. Amiri Stewart, not one of his better looks. Explorers trying to take the cap off the basket. 4:35 to play. Second quarter. Powell gets all the way to the 10 and finishes. Very nice from Alan Powell, and Francis Bowe for Archbishop Carroll wants a timeout. Certainly a big bucket there for Alan Powell. The ability to get to the rim. Archbishop Carroll doing a great job guarding the perimeter. Can they create the driving lanes, the LaSalle Explorers, to get to the basket and then force Archbishop Carroll to sag a little bit? It's something that LaSalle has done very, very well over the year, and that's shoot the three-point shot. Archbishop Carroll, they've certainly seen that tape. They've seen LaSalle play. Guarding the three-point line has clearly, in a man-to-man format, been the goal for Carroll. And LaSalle's going to have to beat him to the rim off the dribble. LaSalle leads, or I should say Archbishop Carroll leads 23-12 with 4:30 to go. Second quarter action here on Bob Long Sports. Nymir Little guarded by Alan Powell. They might have a mismatch inside with Mack. This is Mack with it now, guarding on Timby, and a tough shot. Good defense there by the Explorers. No numbers for Conrad Kiska. Now he goes to the baseline, and the foul is going to be called against Luke House. Kiska asking for it to count, but that one came well before he went into a shooting motion. Pretty good hesitation by the senior Kiska. He's so good off the dribble. Got Luke House to relax just the least bit. Khalil Diarra for three, no good. LaSalle's gotten a few stops in the last few possessions for Archbishop Carroll. Looking to continue that phase of things. And it's now number 22, Khalil Diarra, to guard Kettner. Little spins. Tough shot. Brought down by Kettner, and he finishes again. Another offensive rebound for Tyree Kettner. Good defense that time by Mack. Now Timby thought about the three. Diarra goes right at Kettner. Too strong off the glass. Alan Powell almost finishes it with one hand. Mack all the way to the tin. And it goes again. 27-12 Archbishop Carroll. They lead by 15. Beard pulls it back, looks for somebody. Diarra's inside, goes one-on-one against Kettner. Keeps the pivot foot and thought he was fouled. Looks like he was fouled and it wasn't called. Looked like Kettner got him right by the wrist. Now inside, the mid-range, no! Kettner is pushed underneath by Titus Beard. That's the third team foul against the Explorers. That is Titus Beard's first personally. And Zach Chrysler comes into the game. Diarra has done a decent job spelling Zach Chrysler, but neither of them have had an answer for Kettner. Kettner is on the bench for the time being. Here's a slip to the hole. Hill nearly traveled with it. Great hands there by Titus Beard. 1:50 to go, first half. The game's flying, and LaSalle trails by 15 here at home. Carroll simply hasn't allowed LaSalle to get comfortable. Chrysler, no. And here comes Carroll the other way with numbers. Mack to the hole. 1:24 to play. Chrysler was taken out of the play as he went for an offensive rebound, couldn't get it. It's clear that Archbishop Carroll has chosen who they're going to let beat him, and it's not Alan Powell and it's not Conrad Kiska. Kiska's open inside. Barely handles it. Great job to hold the ball, and he comes down with it. Conrad Kiska clearly frustrated, nearly got called for an offensive foul by discarding the defender. Didn't come, and then a nice finish cutting across the lane. 40 seconds left. Archbishop Carroll leading by 15, perhaps to hold for the last shot. Mack at the three-point line, pulls it back. LaSalle in the man-to-man. 24 seconds left. It's Luke House. Now here comes the double from the Explorers. Pass to the corner, a three. No good. Knocked out of bounds by Carroll. Still 7 seconds left and an opportunity for LaSalle to get one more shot. And that's LaSalle choosing Amiri Stewart to be the one to take the shot. They did not want to get beaten by Luke House. Conrad Kiska all the way to the hole. Can't finish. No foul called, and that's the half. Mike McKee not happy whatsoever. Thought there was a foul there. And after 16 minutes of play, it's Archbishop Carroll 29, LaSalle 14. And the crowd at LaSalle here, shocked. And at the moment, upset with the refereeing as well. Thought that Conrad Kiska was hit on that last drive, but LaSalle just unable to finish when they get to the hole here tonight. And Archbishop Carroll making life very difficult from a defensive perspective. The lowest output in the first half for LaSalle all year long. Carroll more than doubling up the Explorers. And the next 16 minutes of basketball, LaSalle's going to have to find a way to crawl back into this game slowly but surely. Certainly going to have to start on the defensive end. Not that 29's a poor effort defensively, but they need to allow themselves opportunities to get back into the game. Can't trade buckets, and we'll see if it's a tale of two halves when we come back after this on Bob Long Sports.
Mayfair's neighborhood Ford store.
Nobody knows your neighborhood like Dunphy Ford.
Nearly 40 years.
Right here on Frankfort Avenue.
Generation after generation. Our neighbors continue to be our customers. We have access to the cars and trucks you want with financing you need.
Dunphy Ford is Northeast Philly's first choice for America's #1 brand. 7700 Frankfort Avenue in Mayfair. Online at www.dunphyford.com.
Come experience the Dunphy difference. You'll be glad you did.
What does your character look like? Does it bounce back after each setback? Does it stand out by standing up? Does it make good on good intentions? Character is invisible until it's not. Only through action will the world know what it's made of, what you're made of. Find out how you can strengthen the character of your community alongside empowered veterans and families of the fallen at travismanion.org.
I would say that LaSalle is dynamic. Prepared. Active. Diverse. Brotherhood. Family.
Ford is Mayfair's neighborhood Ford store.
Nobody knows your neighborhood like Dunphy Ford.
Nearly 40 years.
Right here on Frankfort Avenue.
Generation after generation. Our neighbors continue to be our customers. We have access to the cars and trucks you want with financing you need.
Dumpy Ford is Northeast Philly's first choice for America's #1 brand. 7700 Frankfurt Avenue in Mayfair. Online at www.dumpyford.com.
Come experience the Dumpy difference. You'll be glad you did.
What does your character look like? Does it bounce back after each setback? Does it stand out by standing up? Does it make good on good intentions? Character is invisible until it's not. Only through action will the world know what it's made of, what you're made of. Find out how you can strengthen the character of your community alongside empowered veterans and families of the fallen at travismanion.org.
I would say that LaSalle is dynamic. Prepared. Active. Diverse. Brotherhood. Family.
Welcome back inside the broadcast booth here at LaSalle College High School. Bob Long here bringing you the action on BLS. So the Explorers of LaSalle have a big deficit here, 29-14 against Archbishop Carroll. They've come out, the Patriots have, and they've decided to go inside. Tyree Kettner has had a great night in terms of getting the initial pass inside in offensive sets as well as just going after offensive and defensive rebounds. He's had a huge night, and that has been really a big bugaboo for the LaSalle Explorers here tonight. In terms of how LaSalle is going to be able to defend Kettner, they're going to have to start doubling Kettner inside, and I think it's going to be a real challenge for this LaSalle team, whether it's Diarra in there or number 21, Zach Chrysler. Who's going to be the guy to come in there and really defend Kettner? We're now going to turn your attention to the floor as they have warm-ups here at LaSalle College High School, and we will be at the beginning of the third quarter very shortly. Archbishop Carroll dressed in the red. And LaSalle, as you see in the center of your screen right now, dressed in the whites. Bring you back up inside the booth here. For the Explorers now, I think they need to find a way to get Alan Powell and Conrad Kiska involved. What the game plan appears from a defensive perspective from Archbishop Carroll to be is we're going to let the rest of the team beat us. What we're going to do is guard the perimeter and not let Alan Powell and Conrad Kiska get good looks. Of course, easier said than done with those two guys having incredible years, but you have to laud the effort that Archbishop Carroll has had here defensively so far tonight. But another half brings another tale. What does LaSalle do? How do they devise things in the locker room? And what adjustments can they make to crawl back into this game? As we mentioned before the half, it's going to have to start from a defensive perspective and continuing to hold down Archbishop Carroll as best they can, and they have to get more efficient offensively. A few of those shots from beyond the arc need to go. A couple of those inside looks have to be finished. For the foul line has to be their friend. And those things all have to go well for LaSalle to be able to come back and advance to the Palestra with a win here tonight. Archbishop Carroll with a win as well goes to the Palestra. And they would play the winner of Bishop McDevitt and Archbishop Wood, the number 3 versus number 6 matchup occurring just down the road in Glenside at Bishop McDevitt High School. But now we'll take you back to the court. And LaSalle looking for answers here at home. They send out their starting 5 for one final 16-minute run here in the Philadelphia Catholic League playoffs. Hope you enjoy the action. And the student section is engaged here, trying to find a way, trying to bring the energy for LaSalle, trying to create that home court advantage. And will LaSalle back into this game? Archbishop Carroll, they've had it go exactly the way they would hope. What do they have in store for the second half? Will they slow it down? And what LaSalle team will show up here in the second half? Excited to watch it with you. Carroll with patience early on. Kyle Mack, now Little. They feed inside for Kettner, and he traveled. So LaSalle does the job on the first defensive possession of the third quarter. They have the backing of the student section. Perhaps a little bit of momentum if they can find a bucket here on this possession. And Chrysler has it. Goes right at Kettner. Spins to the baseline. Kettner holds his ground. Pulled away. And Kyle Mack comes up with it. Nymir Little on the baseline beyond the arc. Brings it back to the top of the key. Little leaves back for Kettner. And Carroll in no hurry whatsoever. Very deliberate with the pace. Already more than a minute into this third quarter. Anquan Hill. Now Little. House comes off a screen. A tough 3. No good. Rebound knocked out of bounds. And it'll go back LaSalle's way. Good box out that time from the senior guard, Titus Beard. Beard will walk it up the floor. Allen Powell off the ball. Carroll man-to-man, double screen. Powell for 3. Back iron, no. Tipped down, and here comes House. Kettner can get up, making every rebound a challenge. Hill with a lob inside for Kettner. Extra pass, House for 3. Good. And Luke House extends the lead. 32-14 off the assist from Kettner. Chrysler has it top of the key. Ferocious defense here tonight by Archbishop Carroll. Chrysler, an open 3. No! And it just won't fall tonight. Kyle Mack inside. Kettner poked away by Timby. Here comes Conrad Kiska, goes right at the defender, and he's fouled. Nymir Little stayed with him step by step, but Kiska attacked the outside hip and draws the foul. Conrad Kiska off the back iron. Timby to the bench. Manny Frere into the game. Kiska's second is good. Here comes the pressure in the backcourt by the Explorers. Mack turns with it. And here comes House. Kyle Mack settles things up. 32-15, a 17-point lead for Archbishop Carroll. 5:19 to play in the third quarter. And a great defensive play, and a foul is called. Anquan Hill is called for his third personal foul. That's Archbishop Carroll's second here in the second half. That's a great defensive play by Manny Frere. And Titus Beard got his hands in there. 5:09 to play. And an offensive foul. Manny Frere called for the moving screen. It goes right back to Archbishop Carroll. Full court look for the Explorers. They have to pick up full court here and try to get some looks and force a turnover or two. And Kyle Mack looked like he traveled. Now they leave it up for Kettner, and he finishes. Chrysler tried to stand in and take the charge. That left Kettner wide open at the weak side block, and it's 34-15 Archbishop Carroll. And that's stolen by House and kept in bounds. Little is fouled on his way to the hoop. That's the second team foul against the Explorers here in the second half. Conrad Kiska called for his first personal. Here's Nymir Little. Drives on Timby. Pretty good defense there by the Explorers. And it's going to be LaSalle basketball and the kickball. Khalil Diarra comes into the game. The 6th and 7th grade practice test being held here at LaSalle College High School on March the 2nd. For those 6th graders and 7th graders out there that want to get a flavor for what that test will be, come on over to LaSalle. And what a scoop there by Alan Powell. Now LaSalle with some backcourt pressure. Luke House double teamed and Little has it. LaSalle got a bucket, now they need a stop. They stay in the zone defense. House, a long three. No good. Weak side rebound. Hill can't finish. Offensive foul. Conrad Kiska took the charge. And that's the second personal on Kyle Mack. Mack just a little bit out of control. So 2 consecutive stops for LaSalle. They got a bucket on their last one. Halfway home here in the third quarter. Powell dives to the hole. What a finish. Alan Powell with 2 nifty layups in a row. Now Carroll very quickly across the timeline. Kettner loses the ball, looks inside, and what a block by Alan Powell. Powell up the floor, goes all the way, and he's fouled. He'll shoot 2 at the line. And this crowd starts to feel it, starting to come alive as LaSalle has a chance to cut it back to 13. And Nymir Little is called for his 3rd personal foul. That's the team's 4th. So Anquan Hill with 3. Nymir Little with 3. And perhaps those things can change the 5 that Francis Bowe is going to put out there. And if not, can LaSalle continue to attack Hill and continue to attack Nymir Little? In addition to that 6th and 7th grade practice test for LaSalle on March the 2nd, they'll have a spring open house for 5th, 6th, and 7th graders on May the 5th. So come on out and see the campus while the flowers are blooming and really get a feel for what life is like on LaSalle's campus and what it would be like to be a student here at LaSalle. Highly recommend folks come out and experience that. That's May the 5th for 5th, 6th, and 7th graders, and the practice test on March the 2nd for 6th and 7th graders. Powell hits the free throw, 34-20. Alan Powell hits both. It's a quick 6-0 spurt for LaSalle. And the lead is back down to 13. Still a long way to go for the Explorers. but the stops are what they need. Little pulls it back now, House with it. Let's see if Archbishop Carroll can handle the pressure as LaSalle is bringing out the big guns defensively, bringing out the double teams and trying to speed up this Carroll team. Patience here from House. Now Mack has it. House thought about the three. A good back screen there by Hill. And Little pulls it back again. Francis Bowe and the Patriots of Archbishop Carroll very laborious with their pace. Trying to take the air out of the basketball and force LaSalle out of the zone. Hill turns and fires and hits. And that's a thing of beauty from the Archbishop Carroll Patriots as they take time off the clock and then get a great look from the foul line for Anquan Hill. Timby takes a high ball screen, pulls up for three. In and out. That one's halfway down. Diarra comes up with it. Powell for three. That one's short. Brought down by Hill. And Hill is fouled by Khalil Diarra. Now Hill certainly had a little bit of what appeared to be a kick after the play. That kick was not called. He was trying to extricate himself as Khalil Diarra fell to the floor. Diarra is called for his first personal. That's the team's third here in the second half. Trouble getting it in for House. Now he does to the right guy, Nymir Little. Now a double team comes on Hill. Carroll trying to get it across. Now they do, and a great defensive play. Little very fortunate to get it back. Anquan Hill for three. In and out. Now Conrad Kiska up the floor. A skip pass. Manny Frere dives to the baseline and can't finish over the front rim. Good defensive help there by Hill coming over from the weak side. Now a double team comes. Explorers have to push here. Have to find a way to speed up Archbishop Carroll. And Khalil Diarra, a good kick ball there. Certainly needed to do it as Kettner was going to be all alone if that pass got to him on the baseline. 1 minute, 1 second to play. The problem there with that stoppage, if you're LaSalle, is that now you've cut the deficit or the time to waste, if you will, in half. And Archbishop Carroll can much more easily hold for the last shot of the third quarter. Kyle Mack has it. Here's Hill, a good catch. Looks inside and throws it away. Anquan Hill a half step ahead of himself. Had Kettner wide open if he just came to a jump stop. But he continued to move, got himself into the air on a secondary jump and had to get rid of the ball. .35 seconds left in the third quarter. Powell is double teamed. Good job to extricate himself. Sam Brown dives to the baseline. Can't finish again. And a foul is called, whether that's a jump ball or a foul. We got a whistle. And the foul is called against Zach Chrysler. So they say he got his hands in there before the jump. That's his second. That's the team's fourth. And unfortunately for tonight, it's been the night of in and out for LaSalle. A couple of those layup opportunities just haven't fallen through the cylinder. And, of course, give Archbishop Carroll credit without a doubt for making things difficult and contesting every look. But it has not been the night thus far for LaSalle. And it's going to be Archbishop Carroll ball. A big thud as Anquan Hill and Conrad Kiska collided. Could have been a personal against Kiska, but it wasn't called. Now Kettner wants the ball. Here's a drive from Mack inside Kettner, and he missed a bunny. The finish will go on the follow. 1 second left, and that's the end of the third quarter. Kiska didn't know the time on the clock, and Archbishop Carroll feeling it here on the road, up 38-21. Frustration on the looks of the LaSalle Explorers. Heads held low, unfortunately. Still 8 minutes to go here. Got to find a way to get back into this game, and they're going to have to create a lot of turnovers, but Archbishop Carroll has earned themselves a big lead so far here tonight. This portion of today's game brought to you by our partners at Dunphy Ford in the Northeast. You can visit them at 7700 Frankfort Avenue. DunphyFord.com. A big thank you to Kevin Dunphy for all his work that he's done for us in supporting LaSalle College High School athletics. Please go visit them once again, 7700 Frankfort Avenue in Mayfair. DunphyFord.com. Bob Long up here in the Crow's Nest at LaSalle College High School. The 2 versus 7 matchup in the Philadelphia Catholic League playoffs. The 7 seed, Archbishop Carroll, defeated Father Judge by 11 points on Wednesday night. They come into LaSalle College High School here as the 7 seed and the big underdog, but they've beaten LaSalle once before. It was a last-second shot, bounced on the rim 3 times from Luke House, and they won 57-55. This game has gone completely differently. Archbishop Carroll has had a great game plan coming out. They've guarded the three-point line, and Tyree Kettner has been able to defend the inside very well. Conrad Kiska, a tough shot, won't go. He brings it down. That one won't go either. A rebound won't go. Titus Beard finally. And that's what it's taken for LaSalle thus far here tonight to get a finish inside. But it's a finish nonetheless, and it's back to 15 again. Little. Zach Chrysler a step late. Called for his 3rd personal, and that's the team's 5th with 7:33 to play in the 4th quarter. Nymir Little. Kyle Mack guarded by Titus Beard. Mack. Hill thought about the 3. Now he's double teamed, and a travel is called against Anquan Hill right in front of the Archbishop Carroll bench. Hill doesn't like the call. So LaSalle, they've gotten 2, and they've gotten a stop, and only 40 seconds has come off the clock. Down by 15, it's going to have to go at about that rate the rest of the way. Kiska gets inside, and he's fouled by Kettner. Kettner was in position and then just turned to the side ever so slightly. Just as Kiska was coming through, that's why he got called for the foul. If he stayed straight up, he would have had a no call. So now Kiska has to take advantage here at the line. 7:06 to play. Gets the shooter's roll and cuts it to 38-24. Sam Brown is going to come to the scorer's table, as is Manny Frere. Kiska is short on the second one. Hill with the basketball. Little. And a timeout is called by Francis Bowe. Very well done by Bowe and the Archbishop Carroll Patriots as the clock was ticking, and LaSalle had a double team on Nymir Little in a tough spot. A full timeout on the floor, an opportunity for us to remind you that at Bob Long Sports, it goes beyond just LaSalle College High School basketball. We do lots of fun stuff, including a Villanova basketball show every week. That's Monday evenings at around 7 or 7:30, depending upon the week. 7:30 start last week, and we talked a lot about the changing roles of the Villanova offense and how Phil Booth's efficiency over the last 3 games has unfortunately gone down, and what he and the Villanova Wildcats as a whole are going to need to do to return to that form. We also do a Villanova, or a Penn State, I should say, football talk show on Tuesday evenings in the fall. So if you're a Penn State Nittany Lions fan, a Villanova basketball fan, Bob Long Sports, your spot for all that news as well. And, of course, LaSalle College High School basketball and football. We've been doing it for years here. Appreciate everybody growing with us. And hopefully, for those of you that are putting it up on the 55-inch TVs today, that the resolution that we've put in before this game, and before this game only, is treating you better, and that the image is coming in at a high-def quality. We appreciate everybody being with us. Luke House, I should say, comes across, brother of Alex, who played a few years ago here at Archbishop Carroll. Hill, too strong, brought down by number 24, Sam Brown. What a play by the freshman. Now Powell heads inside. Frere has it, and they'll reset. Titus Beard all the way to the hole, and what a finish! It's back to 12. On a dazzling finish from the senior, Titus Beard. Nymere Little pulls it back. Archbishop Carroll has yet to score here in the fourth quarter. Carroll's going to continue to slow it down. Now a drive, and Sam Brown is called for the hand check. 5:57 to play. LaSalle's not going to like the foul, but might be one you needed there, as Mack had a full head of steam on his way to the basket. Kyle Mack guarded by Manny Frere. Mack on the drive. Mack nearly traveled with it. Here's Luke House. And an offensive foul. Tyree Kettner getting into it with Conrad Kiska. He threw off Kiska, and Kettner not happy. Kettner's got to be careful. He comes to the bench, and he's going to sit right next to Francis Bowe. And that's a great job by the head coach, Bowe, to get Kettner to the bench, get him settled down. Technical is the worst thing that Archbishop Carroll could have right now. Powell for three. No good. And Luke House brings it down, and he's fouled by Conrad Kiska. Luke House will go to the line to shoot the front end of the 1-and-1. Archbishop Carroll is going to have a lot of opportunities, you would think, at the line down the stretch here. And their ability to convert will be very important in terms of them trying to maintain this lead, get a win, and advance to the Palestra. And Luke House hits the first, nothing but net. 39-26, the first points of the fourth quarter here for Archbishop Carroll. That's the first, and he has a second coming up, and he hits them both. Back to a 14-point lead for Archbishop Carroll. Zach Chrysler for three. Good. Huge three for Zach Chrysler. Cuts it back to 11. Still a long way to go. 5 minutes and change. Carroll having trouble getting it in, and Luke House is the safety valve. Looks inside for Kettner. Kettner is fouled. Had to do it. Got to send Kettner to the line. Cannot let him get that one over the rim. Now you got to count if you're LaSalle on Kettner missing one or both. But absolutely the foul that needed to be committed. It's called against Alan Powell, just his first. That's the team's 8th here in the second half. Kettner no good on the first. Here's the second for Kettner. Student section getting loud. That one's well short, and he missed them both. 4:52 to play, fourth quarter. Powell dives, looks for Timby for three. Good! And it's down to 8. Still better than halfway to go here in the fourth quarter. LaSalle on their way. Nearly thrown away and thrown off the feet of Alan Powell, and it'll stay with Archbishop Carroll. Manny Frere will check into the game, replacing Jake Timby, who just hit an enormous three. Zach Chrysler on the last possession. Timby on that one, and it's back to 8. Oh, that could have been a push-off, not called. Kettner didn't hit it. And that one was a clear push-off right in the middle of your screen as he came across half court. Really a textbook call not made. But once again, LaSalle does their job when Kettner gets the ball on the block. It's not where you want him to get it, but once he does, you have to foul him and make him earn it at the foul line. Kettner misses again. And at some point, if he continues to miss, depending upon where this game goes, you might think about hacking him on purpose. Kettner makes 1 of 2 and 1 of his last 4. It's 41-32. Conrad Kiska wants to dive to the hole, taken away, and it'll stay with LaSalle. Great defensive play by Luke House. He stayed with Conrad Kiska every step of the way. Zach Chrysler steps into one and hits, and it's down to 6. Mike McKee calls a timeout, and the student section is alive. (14-3) in the fourth quarter. LaSalle making their way back into this one, and plenty of time left. 4 minutes and 14 seconds left in the fourth quarter. A good one here in the Philadelphia Catholic League. It took a while to get here, but here they are, the LaSalle Explorers, the number 2 seed in the Philadelphia Catholic League. They've only lost twice this year. And they are back within 6 points on their home floor. The crowd is re-engaged. What can Francis Bowe do? And how will Archbishop Carroll respond? They have some senior leadership in Kyle Mack. Little is a junior. Now Mack across the timeline, and he runs through Jack Rothenberg. Not called, but a turnover. Thrown past the baseline, and LaSalle has the basketball with 4:05 to play. Alan Powell runs the show for LaSalle. We're halfway home in the fourth. Powell looks for Beard. Chrysler's looked great from beyond the three-point line. A long two. Doesn't draw any iron. Maybe not the look, though, coming off the dribble. His spot-up shooting's been excellent, but that time off the dribble might not have been the best look. LaSalle looking to continue to get stops. Little poked away. Here comes Powell the other way. Beard. Oh, he throws it through the legs of Conrad Kiska. Right through the legs of Kiska, and it goes back to Archbishop Carroll. Carroll is thoroughly uncomfortable, though, against the full court pressure from LaSalle. LaSalle just needs to continue to get looks, and it's 5 seconds. Big-time defensive stop by LaSalle. And now if you're the Explorers, you got to convert. 3:42 to play. You've gotten seemingly about 10 stops in a row. Besides a couple of foul shots, that's been it. 3 foul shots in the fourth quarter from Archbishop Carroll. Now Powell to the lane, no good. Beard is fouled. What a steal by Titus Beard on a lazy outlet there through a ton of traffic. Amiri Stewart just got ahead of himself and just wanted to get rid of that basketball. That was all he was trying to do. He had more time than he thought, gave it away. What a play by Titus Beard, who hits the first. Five-point lead for Archbishop Carroll, down from 17 at the start of the fourth quarter. Beard hits them both. Timeout call by Francis Bowe. And we got a photo finish coming here in the Philadelphia Catholic League. And now we bring you inside the huddle of Mike McKee. And if you're Mike McKee, the only thing you can do is continue what you're doing defensively. They've gotten so many stops here in the fourth quarter, so many turnovers, unforced. They've sped up Archbishop Carroll. Can they continue to do that? And if you're Francis Bowe and Archbishop Carroll, who is the guy that you trust the most with the basketball in their hands? That's the guy that they need to hold the basketball. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. Student section bringing it here tonight and sending some love up to the press box. Can't beat that. Full court pressure once again for LaSalle. Carroll coming out trying to spread the floor. Little spins. He's in trouble. And here he comes. Hill finishes. Very nice job from Archbishop Carroll. Came out of the timeout and executed it beautifully. Timeout called by Mike McKee. Full timeout with 3:13 to go. Trying to get a score update from Bishop McDevitt and Archbishop Wood. It was a 3-point lead for Bishop McDevitt at the half. And now Archbishop Wood. This is coming from the tweets of Aaron Carter. That's Ace Carter, INQ. McDevitt leading Wood 45-36 after 3 quarters. The winner of this game will take on the winner of that game at the Palestra next Wednesday night at either 6:30 or 8:30. LaSalle trying to get back to the Palestra for the first time in a long time. They've had opportunities. Last year they trailed Roman late in that game, but that was after they held a 15-point lead midway through the third quarter. Tonight, it's Archbishop Carroll that had a huge lead on the incumbent LaSalle Explorers, the home team, the 2 seed. And it's LaSalle trying to make that same type of run that was made against them last year, trying to earn their way back to the Palestra for the Philadelphia Catholic League semifinals. 3:10 to get it done here in regulation. The threes have started to fall. They've really been falling recently for the Explorers. The defense has been there as well. Here's Powell, thought about the 3. Powell gets to the foul line. It won't go. What a tip by Zach Chrysler. And it's back to 4 again. Next foul from LaSalle will put Archbishop Carroll into the double bonus. House has it. So calm with the basketball. Finds Mack. Patience here from Archbishop Carroll. Kettner is off the floor, perhaps because of his struggles from the free throw line. Now House. Cole Burkett is double teamed, and Burkett is fouled. It might not be the worst foul in the world for LaSalle. Conrad Kiska is called for his third, but not the end of the world. Cole Burkett, it's his first action that he's seen all night, coming in cold off the bench and being asked to shoot the most important 2 foul shots of the Archbishop Carroll season. Here they are. One more coming from Burkett, the 6'4" senior. That one goes 1 for 2 from Cole Burkett. It's a 5-point lead for Archbishop Carroll. LaSalle has to come up with points on this possession. Doesn't have to be a 3. Got to come up with points. Entry pass for Kiska. He's fouled. They wave off the shot. So Conrad Kiska will shoot the 1-and-1 at the line, not 2. They waved off the shot. Nymir Little picks up his 4th personal foul. That's a big one for Archbishop Carroll. He's their best ball handler. An imperative free throw for Conrad Kiska. And he hits it. Cold-blooded Conrad Kiska. Jack Rothenberg checks into the game for defense. He's a guy to stand in there, take a charge, get his hands in the passing lane. Very solid defender for this LaSalle team. Here's the second for Kiska to cut it to 1 possession. In and out. Anquan Hill brings it down. Mack looks for Hill, and now Little has it. Little with the 4 fouls, and it's given away. Kiska. And it's out of bounds. Manny Frere tripped over the foot of Alan Powell. Now Conrad Kiska was pretty clearly fouled by Luke House right at midcourt, and it wasn't called. Very surprised not to see that call. Little across the timeline. And Mack has trouble. Could have carried it. Could have been called, I should say. Now on the baseline, Hill. LaSalle's going to have to foul here. Burkett with the ball. And it'll be Nymir Little going to the line. Probably not the best guy to foul if you're LaSalle.
On the line, shooting 2, Nymir Little.
Little will shoot 2. That's the 4th personal on Conrad Kiska. Little hits the first, nothing but net. Here's the second for Little. And he hits them both. 6-point lead for Carroll. Big shots from the foul line for the junior. Nymir Little. Got to put the ball into the hands of your best players here. Timby for 3. Good! Jake Timby. Ice water in the veins. And it's back to 3. House. Up the floor for Burkett. That's the guy to foul. They wanted them to be fouled. And now it'll be Kyle Mack going to the line. The bench was screaming when Cole Burkett got the ball to foul. The foul did not come, and Zach Chrysler is called for his 4th. Double bonus the rest of the way for Archbishop Carroll. 1 minute, 1 second to go. It was a 17-point deficit for LaSalle entering the 4th quarter, and Mack misses the first. Kyle Mack, a senior at 6'2". trying to go to the palestra and trying to be the one to send his team there. The second foul shot is good. Still plenty of time for a quick two if you're LaSalle. 57 seconds. Chrysler pops open, pretty good look. No good. Rebound. Fought for. Kiska has it. 40 seconds left. Patience here from LaSalle. Got to move, but you got to get a good look, and they do, and it won't go. Great look for Allen Powell. Got to the basket, fouled by Burkett. And that one was oh so close to going down. Allen Powell, the team's best foul shooter. Needs them both. Powell cuts it to 3. 35 seconds left. Powell misses. Brought down by Hill. Here's Mack. Mack is fouled. Immediately fouled. Powell got 1 of 2. And now Kyle Mack will go back to the line shooting 2. Luke House in the grill of his teammate Kyle Mack. Sam Brown called for the foul, his second. Mack long on the first. He can still make it a 2-possession game by hitting this one. Biggest free throw of Mack's career. No good. Still time for a quick 2 if you're LaSalle. Still plenty of time for a quick 2. Kiska gets to the basket and finishes. Timeout called, and it's down to 1. Full timeout on the floor. And what a game we have. Could it be the comeback of a lifetime for LaSalle? Could it be the comeback that sends them to the palestra? Or can Archbishop Carroll muscle out one more? Muscle out another 30 seconds and find a way to escape with a home or a win on the road in what has been an incredible home atmosphere, especially here in the fourth quarter for LaSalle. Who's going to be the guy that you're going to foul if you're LaSalle? Do you go for the steal first? How much time do you think you have to go for that steal? Archbishop Carroll with 2 foul shots can't make it a 2-possession game, so I do think that gives LaSalle a few seconds to try to double and create a turnover. What a night here at LaSalle. What looked bleak for this team has now turned into one heck of a basketball game. Archbishop Carroll 47, LaSalle 46. Carroll in the road red uniforms has the basketball, and LaSalle will pick up full court. Nobody will be guarding the basketball. They're going to double Mack. House has it. Here's Little. Little is fouled by Allen Powell with 15.9 seconds to play. LaSalle was begging for the travel. Luke House did a great job to hold that right pivot foot. And the referees, good discipline and diligence to keep the whistles silent. Now Naimir Little shoots 2 at the line. Little short on the first. LaSalle's going to get an opportunity with a defensive rebound or a make by Little to be down at least, or at most, I should say, a 2. So they could win it with a 3. Little misses both. They can win it with a 2. Kiska drops it back for Chrysler, drops it off again, it's loose, Chrysler puts it up, and it goes! It's good! LaSalle leads! LaSalle has not led since the first quarter. They trailed by 17 going into the fourth. And they lead by 1 on nothing but heart and hustle from the big man, 6'9", going to Rice next year. Heart and soul type of guy, Zach Chrysler, and he hits the foul shot. Timeout by Francis Bowe. Zach Chrysler just wanted it. And he got it. Oh, how unbelievable that this game of basketball works. Luke House, weeks ago, throws up one at the horn in a tie game that bounces on the rim 3 times and goes through the cylinder. Now, reverse the situation, LaSalle at home, they're the ones that make the comeback, and it's Chrysler throwing one up, and it hangs on the rim, it bounces 3 times, and it goes through the cylinder. Oh, how this game of basketball works. It truly is unbelievable sometimes. Now, it has to be said, just weeks ago, this
He's going to take him one-on-one.
It's Luke House against Conrad Kiska. House spins, puts it up at the horn. Good! Archbishop. That was Luke House weeks ago at Archbishop Carroll. Will he be the guy here with 6 seconds left? They got to go the full length of the court. It's Nymir Little. Little comes across the timeline. Anquan Hill throws up a wild one. And that's it. And that's it. LaSalle is back to the palestra. From 17 down to glory here in Winmore. And the students want to come on the floor. One of the most unbelievable basketball games that you will ever see. LaSalle was trailing 38-21 at the end of the third quarter. And they come all the way back to win it by 2. Archbishop Carroll, a fight by this team. They dominated the first 3 quarters, and they just couldn't finish it. Give Francis Bowe and this team a lot of credit. And now here come the students here at LaSalle. Gavin, let's see if we can get that scrum over there. Unbelievable. Nothing short of spectacular. Unlike anything that I've ever seen in the Philadelphia Catholic League. LaSalle comes all the way back, 17 points down at the end of the third quarter, and makes history here in Winmore, Pennsylvania. For the LaSalle community, remember where you were. Remember where you were the night that LaSalle came back from 17 down in 8 minutes. Because this will be written in the history books. Minutes later, and this place still hasn't calmed down. And I can't blame them. Thanks, everyone, for being with us here tonight. LaSalle is off to the palestra. where they will play the winner. Archbishop Wood and Bishop McDevitt. That's the one. The winner of that game, LaSalle, will play at the Palestra on Wednesday evening. What a night. Thanks so much to my partner. He's been doing it with us for a couple weeks now, Gavin O'Donnell. Doing a great job down there on the camera. He has been a special guy to work with here on the camera. Really appreciate everything he's done. And for him and for the rest of the LaSalle community, I'll sign off on behalf of all of you. I am Bob Long saying so long here from Winmore, Pennsylvania, LaSalle. In the most improbable of fashions, a winner by 2, off to the Palestra. What a ride. Now this is the sad part. We're unable to call the Palestra games. By contract with the Philadelphia Catholic League, we won't be able to call the games at the Palestra, but we will be there. I'll be tweeting along. Follow us at Bob Long Sports. We'll live it with you, and there will be a way to listen to the basketball game. And more from that will be coming through LaSalle_sports on Twitter, LSCHS on Twitter, and through the LaSalle website. So check that out. And hang with us because there's a PIAA state run that we will be able to broadcast. So this is not the last time that we sign off here from Bob Long Sports. But my, oh my, what a last game to play in the Catholic League here at LaSalle High School. This gym has seen few better basketball games. So we'll sign off unbelievably from Winmore. LaSalle, a winner on their way to the Palestra. Have a great night, everybody, and thank you so much for your support of LaSalle Athletics and of Bob Long Sports. Good night.